With a news update on WHTC Howland's Cool FM, I'm Gary Stevens. One person has been arraigned on charges stemming from the shooting of 5 persons at the Bass River Recreational Area on Sunday. Jameson Catino, a 21-year-old Elkhart, Indiana man, was ordered held on a $100,000 bond during a hearing at 58th District Court in Grand Haven yesterday. He allegedly fired into a crowd of unarmed teens at what was described as a large party in the vicinity of 104th Avenue and Bass River Road around 2:30 a.m. and then fled in a vehicle, apparently headed back towards his hometown before being apprehended by Allegan County Sheriff's deputies. As for the victims, all between the ages of 15 and 19, a 16-year-old girl remains hospitalized but is expected to recover from her wounds, while the other 4 boys involved have been treated and released. The incident remains under investigation. Anyone with any information is asked to contact the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office or Ottawa County Silent Observer. A 33-year-old Holland woman was hospitalized following a 2-vehicle crash last night between the Tulip City and Grand Haven. According to the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office, first responders were dispatched to the junction of US 31 and Croswell Street around 8:15 p.m. That was where an SUV and a pickup truck, both traveling southbound, veered off of the roadway on opposite shoulders for an undisclosed reason. As the pickup truck returned to the roadway and drove off, the SUV attempted to get back on and was hit by another pickup, also going southbound. The force of the collision caused that second pickup to roll over into a ditch to the right of the roadway. The driver of that second pickup was pinned in and, after being extricated by rescue crews, was flown to Corwell Butterworth Hospital in Grand Rapids in serious yet stable condition. The SUV motorist, a 45-year-old Spring Lake woman, was not hurt, and no names were disclosed. Deputies are seeking the driver of that first pickup truck, which fled the scene, as well as anyone who may have witnessed the incident. Calls to the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office or Ottawa County Silent Observer are encouraged in the matter. Monday's passing of Zeeland City Manager Tim Clunder from melanoma brings to light one of the biggest dangers facing everyone during the summer months. While there are many causes of this serious type of skin cancer, which develops in the cells making skin pigment, exposure to natural sunlight or artificial sources such as tanning beds can damage skin cell DNA and increase the chances of coming down with melanoma. Dr. Amy Molesky, Associate Chief Medical Officer with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, cautions about the warning signs one can spot.
Most moles and freckles or discoloration on your skin can be harmless, but some can signal skin cancer, and that is the most frequent type of skin cancer. So big things to watch for are when things are changing or if things look irregular, then that's something that you may want to pay a little more attention to.
Other risk factors include personal and family history as well as skin type. An online link to more information about melanoma from the Skin Cancer Foundation is in this story at WHTC.com. Mr. Clunder, who suffered from this disease for 5 years before his death at the age of 57, will have a visitation period tomorrow evening from 5 to 8 p.m. in the Hoagland Room of the Howard Miller Community Center before a celebration of life service set for 1 p.m. On Friday at Faith Church. Arrangements are being made through the Idema Funeral Home. As the 9-day early in-person voting period ahead of next Tuesday's primary election reaches the midway point today, a change in how it is being handled in Ottawa County has gone well thus far. So says Clerk Justin Roebuck, who briefed county commissioners on the matter as part of presenting his annual department's report during last night's monthly meeting.
It has been going really smoothly, really a positive overall experience for voters. We're hearing really good feedback. I think our clerks deserve a really good rest after this cycle is over. But we're getting through it, and I think it's been a good call overall.
When early voting began in Michigan 2 years ago, Ottawa County established 4 regional hubs. But in 2026, local municipalities are handling this matter. Over 1,300 have taken advantage of this opportunity through yesterday, with the period running through Sunday. And the Ottawa County figures reflect those across the state, as the number of Michigan residents voting by absentee ballot and early in-person for next Tuesday's primary election is up dramatically this year. The Secretary of State's office says as of yesterday morning, over 830,000 Michigan voters have already cast their ballot, a turnout rate of more than 11% of all active registered voters in the state. More than 30,000 had cast their ballot at an early voting site. Early voting, again, continues through Sunday. No injuries were reported following a massive barn fire west of Bravo in southwest Allegan County. The flames broke out around 4:45 yesterday morning inside of a barn off of 113th Avenue near 62nd Street. The structure is considered to be a complete loss, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. A preliminary examination will be in September for a man accused of shooting a Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office deputy earlier this month.
28-year-old Jalen Lipsey's been charged with assault with intent to murder after Deputy Caleb Mortimer was shot while responding to a larceny at Richland Auto on East AB Avenue just before 9 a.m. July 17th. According to police reports, Lipsey initially ignored Mortimer's request to stop before eventually complying. They say while Mortimer was attempting to handcuff Lipsey, he started resisting arrest and reached for Mortimer's weapon. During that struggle, the gun discharged with a bullet striking Mortimer in the inner thigh. After the gun malfunctioned, Lipsey allegedly threw it away and stole Mortimer's Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office police cruiser. They say he headed westbound on M89 and led police on a high-speed pursuit through various parts of Berry, Allegan, and Kalamazoo counties with speeds up to 125 miles per hour. Pursuit ended when another deputy intentionally struck Mortimer's vehicle, pushing the stolen vehicle into an uninvolved civilian van less than a mile from the Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office. At a probable cause conference Tuesday, the date for the preliminary exam set for September 3rd. I'm Ken Delaney.
The U.S. Education Department is threatening to cut funding to Ann Arbor Public Schools over its policies on disclosing students' gender identity information to parents. The department's Student Privacy Policy Office claimed the Washtenaw County District violated the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which gives families the legal right to access all of their children's education records. Federal officials gave Ann Arbor until August 10th to explain why the Education and Justice Departments should not move forward with enforcement. The district has yet to comment on the matter. Dovetailing coverage from NBC News, the U.S. and Saudi Arabia have launched airstrikes on Iranian-backed groups in Iraq. The attacks, carried out late on Tuesday, which targeted what CENTCOM called terrorist logistics and weapons sites, came after Iran launched ballistic missiles at American forces in the Middle East. In a post on X, U.S. Central Command said all the missiles were successfully intercepted and was described as an attempted surprise attack. This comes after efforts last week in Congress to pass a war powers resolution aimed to end hostilities with Iran. The Senate refused to discharge the measure out of its Foreign Relations Committee after the House voted earlier in favor of similar legislation. The feat comes despite a growing number of GOP lawmakers voicing concerns about mounting casualties and how long the conflict has dragged on. Republican Congressman Tim Walberg of Tipton believes that staying the course now will pay off in the long run.
The Houthis, which have been bankrolled by Iran for many, many years, and Hamas and Hezbollah and other bad actors that are out there, we're seeing them flex their muscles right now in a dying spasm. But that shows what we have to contend with. If we don't stop them, this will continue and will get worse.
These latest rounds of airstrikes came after a pause over the weekend, which halted 2 weeks of military action. The U.S. and Iran are currently not in official direct talks, but are negotiating through intermediaries. When the direct talks resume, negotiators will have to agree on a number of controversial topics, including the future of Iran's nuclear program. Troy Melton and Ty Madden teamed to toss a 3-hit, 7-strikeout shutout as A.J. Hinch's Tigers blanked the visiting Baltimore Orioles last night 14-0.
Man, that was quite a night. I mean, we were relentless. Troy Melton was awesome. You know, Ty came in and got his 2 innings, zeros. We faced 3 over the minimum, but offensively, we just did something positive every inning.
The series at Comerica Park in Detroit concludes this afternoon with coverage from Dan Dickerson at 12:45 p.m. on WHTC Holland's Cool FM. Chris Rea tossed 6 innings of 4-hit, 2-strikeout baseball as Craig Counsell's Chicago Cubs beat the Cardinals in St. Louis last night 10-2.
We gave him 7 runs and before he went out for the second inning, and that's always a good feeling as a pitcher. And I think he did his job from there.
The series at Busch Stadium continues this evening. Garrett Cole allowed 4 hits with 7 strikeouts over 6 innings as Aaron Boone's visiting New York Yankees stymied the White Sox last night 3-2.
He's just getting in more and more of a rhythm again of just being kind of getting his competitive sea legs again and getting into the routine every 5th and 6th day. But I thought he was sharp.
The series at Wright Field in Chicago continues this evening. Rainer Castillo and 2 West Michigan relievers combined with 8-hit, 7-strikeout shutout as the Whitecaps whitewashed the visiting Beloit Skycarp last night 4-0. The series at LMCU Ballpark in Comstock Park continues this evening. Get the latest news anytime at WHTC.com.